Hey, if you missed out on last week's game, here's the weekly recap.
And how about a big play from the Colts defense? This a big play late in the ball game. The Colts get the victory here. They win it by 10. From there, let's go up to the Pacific Northwest, Seattle. Let's look in on the Seahawks as they play host to the San Francisco 49ers. And this is the former UCLA Bruin, Zach Charbonnet. He's got the rock, he's got some room, he's got speed. 39 yards for the touchdown. Lastly, we go up to Lambeau Field. It's the Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. And it's Jared Goff. A 4-yard touchdown pass in the box score. The Lions get the win in the opener. Could this finally be their year? They'll start 1-0. That'll do it for us. Until next week, Scott Hansen in Orlando. Good night from all of us at EA Sports.
Alright, let's get into the game. Oh, I gotta turn the lights blue. You gotta go blue for the shoe. Oh, wow. Cool. So that's their away uniform. What the? Why am I not getting any? Are you serious, EA? Come on. So, alright. Whatever. You know what? Doesn't matter.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Indianapolis, Indiana, where they fire up the crowd with the striking of the anvil as it's time for football. It's the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. On the Denver sideline, you get a look at their head coach. His team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road, looking for their first win. On the other sideline, the Colts head coach, Shane Steichen. His guys, on the other hand, were winners in their opener a week ago, so they'll try to make it 2-0 to start the season. All right, just about set for football. The crowd is definitely ready. So are we. Off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the Broncos come out, and Greg, they are led by their QB of the future. Foul
position. Come back after a bad game. I think it really just speaks to their mental toughness and their ability to grind, because the reality is, if you can only play well when things are going your way, you're not going to play very long in the NFL. So I am very interested to see, Mike, what sort of approach is this?
Tight end on the move left. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And nothing doing there. Only back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be an early third down coming up.
Now after taking a loss on first and second, it puts him in a tough spot here coming up on third down.
Room to run, past the 30. He got a lot of what he... Return there, picking his way up past the 35-yard line. Out come the Colts.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only to get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do that.
Play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. From the gun, Richardson. That one knocked away, and it's incomplete.
Solid rep there. Higher play. So often we see when the ball's put in the air, the defender can panic, and they either get a pass interference or they misplay the ball. This time he times it perfectly and forces the incompletion.
That's complete. Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield. And they will yards. A pickup of 21 on that connection. That's good for a Colts first down.
The 44-yard line. Scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
And they'll take this down inside the 35. Give them 10.
Necessarily how many yards they run for. It's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult.
First set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Off the play fake, it's Richardson. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. Second and 10.
Here we go. Set. Go.
Out of shotgun. Richardson. Open man. That's just a tad short.
Brings up third and 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready, go.
They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. Trying to drive his way forward. I'm not sure he got there. It's going to depend on the mark, but yeah, he's short.
You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to him, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
Now some movement up front.
Ball start.
And we'll hear from our ref. Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. On play action, Richardson. That is incomplete. Ready to get going with their second possession. Changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on third down. So this offensive line has to be.
From the shotgun, here's Nix. Open man, right side. He's got it. They're going to get this all the way up close to the 40-yard line. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Denver first down.
Not only do you have to be reliable, but you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Give him 15 more on that one. A run with Gamut. And he's going to be piled up quickly after. So, not much to speak of in terms of scoring in that first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And he's going to be dropped.
End up holding him to just a short game.
And he'll just have to throw this one away.
You got to really think hard about going for it.
What's his hit? Is good. And the Broncos will take a 3-0 lead.
The good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Colts offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Greg, when you look at, and for the others, there's been moments. The question is, what pieces can they put together to try to knock Houston off the top?
Yeah, and you know, nobody wants to be in a lead, right, Mike? Your coach got fired probably for a reason. You're drafted at the bottom, wins on your schedule, and that's certainly the AFC South over the last couple of years. So as bad as things feel with your Jackson as it might seem in the moment.
And Greg, I've heard you say a bunch of times, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. Well, both of these teams at the bottom
That's pretty epic. That was really cool. That was really cool. I don't think I've seen that. I'm not trying to be a fanboy or nothing, but that was pretty cool.
To see Jacksonville and Tennessee higher up that list.
Richardson will give it to Taylor. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. After the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. Now Richardson. He's got a receiver. That's much. Don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. On 3rd down, here's a run by Taylor. And he's got nowhere to go.
Give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take him down for a loss.
And he's going to have a Colts first down as they get 4.
He decides to go airborne and take it up over the top. Just an incredible effort to keep this drive alive.
And he's got Woods. And he's got Woods. He's got Woods. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down just outside the
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Sexy Bison? What is that?
They'll run here with Taylor. Gonna try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look. Now 2nd and goal from the 12. They'll run straight ahead with Herbert. Good.
On the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive.
3rd and goal.
Come on, come on. Set. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Richardson to throw. That is caught in his first in the NFL. The PAT up and good. And the Colts move out to a 7-3 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. Greg, you take a step back. So the question is, are the Chargers and the Broncos that far behind Kansas City?
You know, it sounds crazy when you mentioned 9 in a row. You think, oh, they're just going to continue to run away with it. But I'm actually here. It was a 4-game and a 5-game spread between them. I think this year,
do I build my team to try to knock off the king of the hill? Because you only play Kansas City 2 of those 17 games. So how do you... And he does all he can to get away, but they're going to get him right at the line of scrimmage. And it will bring up 4th down.
And we've seen this time and time again. When this guy is in a groove like he is here, I mean, he's impossible to block. I mean, the offensive line.
As he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. To 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow in week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, national cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's Richardson. That's caught inside by Pittman.
1st and 10 at the
Richardson to throw it here on 1st down. Again, they target Pittman. He's got another catch. And on that 1st and goal, he is down inside the 10-yard line. The Colts will signal for their 3rd and final timeout. Richardson operating from the pistol. He pulls it in around the 5. Out the 4. Taylor is into the end zone. goes. And the Colts extend their advantage to 14-3. 3 seconds, all that remain in this first half as that one's away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half. All right, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our look at the NFL starts now. In the Steel City, it's the Steelers at home to take on the Seahawks in a rematch of Super Bowl 40. And this is Jackson Smith and Jigba. Put it down as an 81-yard catch and run for the score. The Seahawks get a second straight win to start the year as they get the tough road victory. Meanwhile, let's check in on the Dolphins as they play host to the New England Patriots. And this is Ramondre Stevenson. He's going to take this one in 11 yards on the touchdown run. The Pats are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. Lastly, let's go over to MetLife Stadium. The Jets taking on the Buffalo Bills. And it's Khalil Shakir. They put a lot of trust in him, and it's well placed. This, one of 3 touchdowns for him in the game. The Bills get their first win of the year, and they had to earn it, too. They get the road victory. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been back and forth to this point. No reason to expect anything different in the second half. As we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson. Wisconsin going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. A touchback, but the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on 4th down. It was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35 downs, kick less field goals because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable.
This season will mirror playoff overtime. Each team getting the ball. I am so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete. Big opening up the middle. And he's into the end zone. Khalil Herbert, touchdown Colts. His first touchdown of the new. His first touchdown of the new. His first touchdown of the new campaign. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this.
He's got it. And the Colts move out to a 21-3 advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. He'll start at the 4. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Well, Greg, as the Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind. Interested to see how they fit in the league.
As the draft unfolded, but I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jenkins. He gets drafted by Day. His Marshawn Lynch. Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them in. But he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play. Both league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
That's the million-dollar question, and I think
The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least
Goes, bringing out their puncher. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. There's Shane Steichen, the Colts head coach. His guys head out. Not something you look forward to, but it does happen in this case. And when you get a win, and you know you're going on the road week 3, that puts a little pressure on this one to get 2-0 at home to start the season.
get out of the building to take a deep breath. You know, Mike, it's just such an ideal way to start the fan.
That one intercepted. Picked off by Jonathan Cooper. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to come.
Game, Mike, these receivers are having a hard time uncovering against this secondary. You force a quarterback to throw into a lot of tightly contested windows, it's going to end up in the wrong hands.
The Broncos offense ready for this next possession. They'll start 1st and 10. They'll throw. It's Nix. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll get about
18-yard line.
off the play fake. Here's Nix. He'll step up and run.
Wow, I saw.
You don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
That is caught to the goal line and in. Lucas crawls. Touchdown, Broncos. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone.
It's now for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Broncos get a bit closer here. It's now 21-10. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. Anthony Gould now to return. Now a hit, and he lost the football. But this is taken in by a teammate. The Colts offense ready to see what they can do. It looks
Let's go now. Liking 18.
Yeah, let's try Danny Jones next.
They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive.
It's 2nd and 10.
Oh my God.
And that ball comes up.
Brings up a 3rd down.
Gun, it's Jones. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off
Well, that experiment just went sideways.
by the rookie from Texas.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a first-round pick in this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display.
Now it's Dobbins.
And they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go.
36-yard line.
You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Zaire Franklin. And the Colts are going to get the ball to start the 2nd quarter as time expires here in the 1st. So, both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Jones now on first down. In middle, and he's got down. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. 15 yards through the air.
Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. We don't want to risk an incompletion now. They convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And
big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Taylor going to try to pull his way in. And he's going to go backwards, taken down. Working from the gun, it's Jones so far by the defense, protecting the short field. Now it's third and goal. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Indy. For Daniel Jones, he had 70 regular season touchdown passes as a Giant. This is first with Indy. He knocks it through, and the Colts will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Mims. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the start this drive with first down. To throw is Nix. That'll be complete to Dobbins. He'll be brought down up past the 35-yard line. They get 13 to begin the...
Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in...
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him.
After allowing a chunk play on that previous down, nice job there settling in. They make a big play of their own, and they get him down for a sack.
Throw it. Nix. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
Right. That's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I think he predetermined that third down throw and a little bit more trust in his protection. I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
This one's incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on down.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through.
They'll run on first down with Taylor. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about
See if a hole pops. It's just too slow of a developing play. It just never gets into the teeth of
body. Third and long. Shotgun down for Jones. And this ball incomplete on third down.
There was nowhere to go with the ball.
They'll go for it.
Now,
It's Jones. That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on fourth and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away. Back onto the field comes the... Throwing is Nix. And he can't hang up. It'll bring up second down. Here's Nix to throw. I had to body him up and set up a third down. Nix from the gun on third down. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete. He was on fourth down. Here's Nix.
So here, as the quarterback, you can't take that sack. You have to understand it's fourth down. While you don't want to throw a pick, you've got to get this ball out of your hand and give one of your playmakers a chance to make a play for you and extend this drive on fourth down.
Here's the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over once more. And it would appear they're on their way to a 2-0.
Wait, excuse me?
Taylor gets it out of the pistol. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make...
La Isla Bonito.
Throwing now is Jones. Left side, and is caught by one. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business.
Points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late.
I'm just going to put him back in so there's no confusion.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard.
Establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get.
And he'll take it on in. Touchdown. Touchdown, Indianapolis. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first partisan long to start your season and build some early momentum gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
That's the score. Colts 31, Broncos 10.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. On the return, here's Mims. Across the 20, they'll mark them to head out for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27.
Yeah, so I think as you look back to get anything going, and whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays directly into the hands of the defense, because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away. Grover Stewart, he's in there to drop him, and it leads to 4th down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete runaway.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and it'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Colts offense and Anthony Richardson getting ready. Richardson to throw here on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Richardson.
So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And he will be taken down. Done.
A gain of 5.
Here we go. One final play. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete. And that will do it. get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Colts, winners here in the Circle City, as we say so long from Indianapolis.
That was a fun week 2 matchup. So let's see what happens week 3.